Solving word problems involving quadratic equations and rational algebraic equations. Our objective is at the end of this video, you should be able to solve problems involving quadratic equations and rational algebraic equations. Now, let's start up. What is the standard form of the quadratic equation? The standard form quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where a should not be equal by 0. What is the quadratic formula? Quadratic formula is x equals negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now remember, we can apply the concept of quadratic equation in many real-life situations. It involves work problems, area problems, profit problems, and many other problems. These problems can be solved by applying the mathematical concepts and principles that you have learned on your previous lesson. Here are the steps in solving problems involving quadratic equations and rational algebraic equations. Step 1. Use a variable to present the unknown quantity. Step 2. Write an equation from the given information and write it in the standard form. Step 3. Solve the quadratic equation that obtained using one of the methods, such as factoring, completing the square, or by the use of the quadratic formula. The fourth and the last step. Relate the solution obtained from one of the methods to the statement asked in the questions. Let's have example number 1. The sum of two numbers is 9, and their product is 20. Find the numbers. Now let's have the solution. The first step is to represent the unknown quantity by a variable. In this case, I use variable x to represent my unknown quantity. So therefore, I will let x be the first number and 9 minus x be the second number. Next step is to write the equation and write it in standard form. Now remember that the sum of the two numbers is 9 and the product is 20. Therefore, I can write an equation as x times the quantity 9 minus x equals to 20. Next step is to distribute x 1 by 1 to 9 and negative x. Therefore, multiplying x by 9 will give us a product of 9x, and x times negative x will give us a product of negative x squared, then equal by 20. Now let's perform or write it in the standard form. Take note that the quadratic term should not be a negative number. Therefore, instead of moving 20 to the other side of the equation, I will be moving 9x and negative x squared to the other side of my equation so that negative x squared will become positive. Therefore, our standard form will be 0 equals x squared minus 9x plus 20, or the same as x squared minus 9x plus 20 equal by 0. Now, solve the quadratic equation obtained using your preferred method. So in this case, I will be using factoring. However, quadratic formula can also use in this example. Now, our given is x squared minus 9x plus 20 equals to 0. Now, factor the given. The factor of the quadratic equation will be x minus 4 times the quantity x minus 5 equal to 0. Equate each factor by 0, which give us x minus 4 equals to 0 and x minus 5 equals to 0. Solve for x. To solve for x, I'll just simply move negative 4 to the other side of my equation. Now take note that when you are moving negative number to the other side of the equation, within the equal sign, the sign will be changed. Meaning, if it is negative, it will become positive. If it is positive, it will become negative. Therefore, x minus 4 equals 0 is equal to x equals to 4, and x minus 5 equals to 0 is equal to x equals positive 5. Now, let's relate the solution obtained to the statement asked in the question. Now, based on our first step, the first number is x, and the second number is 9 minus x. If x equals to 4, the second number will be 9 minus 4, which is equal by 5. Therefore, the two numbers are 4 and 5. Example number 2. Quezon City government wants to place a new rectangular tarpaulin to inform everyone about the enhanced community quarantine or ECQ protocols. Suppose the leg of the tarpaulin to be placed is 4 meters longer than its width and the area is 96 meters square. What will be the length of the width of the tarpaulin? Now, let's have your solution. Now again, let's represent the unknown quantity by the variable x. So we have let x meters be the width and the length of the tarpaulin will be x plus 4 meters. Write an equation and write it in the standard form. Since the given is area, you must know the formula for the area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is the product of its length and width. In symbols, that is A equals LW. Using this formula, we can write the equation as x times the quantity x plus 4 equals 96. Transform the equation in standard form. So we have x times quantity x plus 4 equals to 96. That will become x squared plus 4x equals to 96. And write it in the standard form, we have x squared plus 4x minus. Solve the quadratic equation obtained using your preferred method. In this problem, I will using again the factoring, but again, we can use the quadratic formula. So the given is x squared plus 4x minus 96 equals to 0. Factor the given. So we have quantity x plus 12 times the quantity x minus 8 equals to 0. Equate each factor by 0, giving us x plus 12 equals to 0 and x minus 8 equals to 0. Let's solve for x, which gives us an answer of x equals negative 12 and x equals positive 8. Relate the solution obtained to the statement asked in the question. The equation has two solutions. We have x equals 8 and x equals negative 12. However, we can only consider the positive value of x, since the situation involves measurement of the length. Hence, the width of the billboard is 8 meters and the length is 4 meters. Example number 3. The factory has two paper cutter machines. Working together, they can put a batch of paper in 4 hours. Working separately, it will take a second machine 6 hours longer than the first machine to cut a batch of paper. How long would it take each machine to cut a batch of paper by themselves? Representation of unknown quantity. Let x be the amount of time it takes the first machine, A, to cut a batch of paper by itself. That means it will take the second machine or machine B or x plus 6 hours to cut the batch of paper. Write the equation and write it in the standard form. work rate of machine A plus work rate of machine B is equal to work rate of both machines. Remember that work rate of machine is equal to work over time. So as we represent this in mathematical symbol, that will become work rate of machine A is equal to 1 over x. Work rate of machine B is equal to 1 over x plus 6. Therefore, the work rate of both machines is equal to 1 over 4. So it becomes 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 6 equals. Take note, the given equation is an example of rational algebraic equation. Transform the given rational algebraic equation to quadratic equation. So we will be multiplying it by its LCD. The LCD is 4x times the quantity of x plus 6. Multiplying it both sides of the equation will give us quantity 4x times the quantity x plus 6 times the quantity 1 over x plus the quantity x plus 6 is equal to 1/4 times the quantity 4x times quantity 4x plus 6. Now, distributive property, distribute 4 by x and 6, then add 4x is equal to x squared plus 6x. So distributing 4 1 by 1 by x plus 6 will give us a product of 4x plus 24 plus 4x is equal to x squared plus 6x. Then combine similar terms. So we have 8x plus 24 equals x squared plus 6x. Write in the standard form. So we have x squared plus 6x minus 8x minus 24 equals to 0. Will give us a quadratic equation of x squared minus 2x minus 24 equal to 0. Solve the quadratic equation obtained using your preferred method. So using factoring, we have x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals to 0. That will become quantity x minus 4 times the quantity x plus 4 equals to 0. The values of x are x equals to 6 and x equals negative 4. Now, in this problem, we have two solutions, x equals to 6 or x equals negative 4. However, we can only consider the positive value of x since the situation involves time. Hence, machine A took 6 hours and machine B took 12 hours to cut the batch of paper by themselves. Thank you.